Life During Wartime. Can you talk about the theme and Life During Wartime, the title, and how it relates to the material? I'm just, if you can.
Well, aside from being the title song of the movie, for which it was written, we live, of course, we live in a time of war. And of course, the war also refers to the war amongst our intimates and within ourselves. I think in the writing of this movie was fueled by, I mean, it's a post 9/11 movie. It's a politically overt film, unlike Happiness, and I think it's fueled by the sense of insularity. I mean, that with which we live here vis-a-vis the war. The sense that, after the terrible attacks, one of the most beautiful things that had arisen was this spirit of so many people who wanted to do something to help. What can I do? How can I help? And I remember there was that terrible moments when Giuliani, when offered this special, this unique moment in history, said, just go shopping. And I always felt that was a terrible slap in the face, a kind of obscenity, an affront to the dignity of all those people who were groping to find a way to help. But this message of go shopping, just continue shopping, is so much another strategy for insulating us from the reality of.
Oh, did it surprise you, though? I mean, it seems like that's the kind of leadership we get in both parties now. It's just bottom line, and money will solve it all.
I mean, I think you may be very cynical here, but I think at the time there was a great deal of earnestness and sincerity and vulnerability that, as I say, was unique. And we live, at a time of, and it doesn't matter that we have Obama. It's still we're at war. That there's no draft, and the draft. There's no draft, and the people who go are very discrete sections of society, social class or the disenfranchised, and the taxes are lowered. So it's such a peculiar, insulated sense we have of the war, which is so abstract because it's so not felt. So I think that was something of the fuel in part, and it suffuses, I think, in some sense the way in which this movie plays itself out. I don't want to burden it with that sort of metaphor, but it informed it, and the movie deals with themes of the past and how that is something inescapable and that always will remain to haunt us, and how we cannot escape the past, about themes of forgiveness, forgetting. But ultimately, I mean, it's about these characters and their trajectories, their stories of struggles to connect.
It's hard to mount this kind of film these days. You have terrific cast. Can you talk about putting the cast together quickly?
How did I cast? Well, I mean, what I do with all my movies is very conventional. I have a casting director, and we audition people, and 90% of all the actors that appear in my movies have auditioned. Alison Janney didn't audition for this, but she's auditioned for other. Ali Sheedy auditioned. Yes, she did, and for several of my movies. And then down the line, Paul Rubens, he had auditioned for another movie. So that is something that sticks in my memory about what I think the actor is capable of. And you try to create a fresh life here that lends new meaning to these characters.
Okay, that's enough for me. Thank you very much.